This is Jake Bazicki with an ACT Science conflicting viewpoints question. Now this question is asking us about the motivations of researcher 1, specifically as to why researcher 1 addressed these methods of assessing metacognition, the verbalized feelings of knowing and tip of the tongue states. Now this is a complicated sort of question where you really have to understand what's going on, and I usually recommend reading the whole passage, at least the one that's referred to. So in this case, researcher 1, so this whole passage right here, to make sure that you have a good understanding of what's going on if you're asked to explain causation, because it's really hard if you don't read the whole passage, you usually miss something. So let's read the passage and see where it talks about verbalized feelings of knowing or tip of the tongue states. So for reading, we can see that it's actually in paragraph 2 right here. Traditional measures of human metacognition, feelings of knowing, self-reported tip of the tongue states are not suitable. There we go. So that's the opinion of researcher 1, are not suitable for exploring animal metacognition. These measures are too verbal, too introspective, and too dependent on animals' ability to self-report its experience. So just from reading that, we can see that that researcher 1 does not believe that that he or she mentioned these methods of assessing metacognition, verbalized feelings of knowing, tip of the tongue states, because they believe that these are not suitable methods for exploring animal metacognition. They've been used in humans, but humans can report better than animals can, so it doesn't work. If we keep reading, we'll see that in recent studies, monkeys and dolphins were asked to complete tasks where correct responses are rewarded and incorrect responses are treated with a light punishment. So if you keep reading this third paragraph, it goes on to talk about this new method, a correct response method, in which researcher 2 believes that that allows animals to show that these animals are aware of the strength of their own beliefs and opinions, something only possible in animals with metacognitive processes. So researcher 1 does believe that animals are capable of metacognition, obviously right here, but that using this correct response method, not these older methods that were used before. So that's what we have to read, this whole passage to really get that understanding. And let's go to the answers now and see what's going on here. Answer 1 says to provide examples of many excellent methods researchers have for assessing metacognition. We know that's incorrect because researcher 1 does not think that these are excellent methods for animal metacognition. Into choice B, to demonstrate that previous methods have not provided effective measures of metacognition in contrast to methods now used. That seems like that could be the right answer because researcher 1 is presenting these outdated animal methods, animal metacognition methods, and is presenting this newer method that seems to be working. Into choice C, to demonstrate that researchers do not possess any appropriate methods with which to assess the metacognitive capabilities of animals. That answer choice, if we hadn't read this paragraph 3, we would have thought that could be right, because researcher 1 does mention how these are not, these methods are, the method that they address here are not effective. But if you read paragraph 3, it's obvious that researcher 1 does believe there are methods which are effective for measuring metacognition. So that answer choice is out. Answer choice D, to demonstrate that previous methods of measuring metacognition were more effective than the methods used today. We also know that's incorrect because it's in the previous traditional methods. So traditional measures indicating that they were traditionally used before are not as good as the ones used today. So the answer choice has to be answer choice